Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I really enjoy making the art videos and just kind of taking a look at the art and seeing how it ended up being brought to life in the movies. People seem to really enjoy those as well, so this time we're going to be taking a look at the prequel artwork. Just a few, there will be more covered in future videos, but we're going to dive right in here. This is the Trade Federation ship. You can see the droidicas, really cool. This is actually an early concept art of Darth Maul. As you can see, very different from the final design with the red and black tattoos and the horns. Here it's almost like a horror movie villain with the stringy red hair and the pale face and those gaunt eyes. Definitely horrifying. I'm glad we got the mall we got, but wouldn't mind seeing that design used in future projects. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Well, here we see the droid attack on the Wookiees. We see the Wookiees in a battle formation, all kind of lined up. Really cool. Really glad that Kashyyyk was included in Revenge of the Sith. Seeing the Wookiees in their homeworld on screen anytime in any project is always fun. Chewie's been one of my favorite characters forever, so always cool to get more of that. Here we see the artwork of a clone pilot. Um, Honestly, not too different from what ended up being the final design for the clone armor. The cool thing about the clone troopers being that there's so many different variations of the armor designs, from the colors to the visor, the different attachments to the helmet, that there's a lot to pull from there. Here we see some artwork of the pod race. This is Anakin's pod racer. Really cool. The pod race scene in the Phantom Menace was one of my favorites as a kid. I still look back on that fondly. Played the games like Racer and Racer Revenge. So really just a call back to that. Just kind of takes me back to a place of the hype leading up to the Phantom Menace. And speaking of Phantom Menace, here we have a droid tank. We have some STAP speeders in the background there. We have this hilarious, cartoonish looking Jar Jar at the bottom, which honestly isn't too far off from his final design, but still looks funny to see him in art form. The swamps of Naboo, always a very mysterious setting with the fog. Really cool. I like that piece a lot. Here we have some clone gunships. We got the you see the color scheme and the artwork is very similar to the final versions, with the yellow and the red paint. See a clone trooper there off to the side. That's basically identical to the Phase One armor. I think the design that went into all the different Republic vehicles that the clones used was really top notch. this is this is depressed Yoda. Um, Yoda looks like the entire Jedi Order just died. I'm not sure. This must be after Order 66 when he's, standing there just sensing all the deaths of the Jedi. But I don't know. Yoda looks really sad in this image, but it's uh it's a good drawing of Yoda. Accurate portrayal. Here we see the Boca, from Obi-Wan was riding this creature on Utapau in Revenge of the Sith. You can see in the artwork it's a little more blue, kind of a lighter color than the darker, like greenish teal that it ended up being. You got the little uh, the little mechanic guys. I'm not sure what they're called. You've got looks like artwork of Obi-Wan, kind of speaking to them, and he's got the Boca by his side. This is a really interesting one. Here is a clone riding some creature. This is not a creature that has been used in any projects, unless it was in the background or repurposed. I'm not entirely sure. kind of like an interesting lizard type creature. It's got 6 legs. Um, Definitely cool to see the clones like taming local creatures in their battle and recruiting them and using them as part of their arsenal of weapons. It's really cool. More clones. Obviously, when you're looking at the prequels, you're gonna get a lot of clone content. This is really cool. Just kind of throws you into the heat of battle with all the blaster fire, the clones dropping down. It kind of has a darker, grittier tone to it that really kind of gives off that vibe of war and what would it feel like being in the heat of battle. You can really feel that from this image. Here we have the Trade Federation ship from the beginning of Phantom Menace. We have a TC-14. We have a Jedi that looks like it could be Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon Jinn. Definitely way different than their final designs, but we see him kind of staring off into the distance. TC-14's bringing in the infamous refreshments that ultimately leads to that being a trap. Good stuff. This is one of my favorite pieces of artwork to come out of the prequels. Obviously, Mustafar, Anakin versus Obi-Wan. You've got the lava, you've got that orange and red glow that really elevates the stakes of what this fight means. Interesting to note in the concept art that Anakin has a red lightsaber here. He would ultimately have a blue one in the final confrontation, which I think was meant to symbolize a little bit that that there was still a chance he could be redeemed right then and there. But obviously, once Obi-Wan defeats him and Padme perishes, he goes into Vader, red lightsaber, the blue is completely gone. Um, it's a really nice piece, and I can't wait to do more of these. I love looking at the artwork, something that just really hits a spot of nostalgia and just appreciation for the world building. So it's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, may the force be with you. Now let's blow up that like button and go home.